So the first presentation was about maximizing three-point shooting accuracy and efficiency by using these markerless motion capture technologies such as we have in our lab. And I think that that's a critical aspect for enhancing basketball performance. We have looked at different kinetic and kinematic parameters of upper body and lower body in order to determine which factors could happen to improve basketball shooting performance. I think that everybody is looking for performance analysis on these elite athletes, professional basketball players in this case. So we're also pushing female athlete research, not just to analyze shooting mechanics of male basketball players, but also women's basketball players, which is understudied group of athletes in sports setting. And everybody were excited. I think there was a lot of questions. It was a good group of audience. It was sports practitioners like strength and conditioning coaches, researchers, and then I think it was a great opportunity. It was a great chance to talk to both worlds: applied people that are dealing with athletes on an everyday basis, right? They're in trenches every single day, as well as researchers that are studying these questions in a lab-specific environment. So it was very good. A lot of people were excited to hear about this topic, especially implementing these innovative technologies such as markerless motion capture systems to analyze these sport-specific movements in action, right? And if you watch basketball right now and if you look at a heat map, Michael Jordan era, there was a lot of one dribble pull-up jump shots around the two-point range, right? Right now, everything is around the rim. One screen, drive down the lane, get fouled, score a basket, or you're kicking out for an open three-point shot. So the game has changed, and I think that's why looking at these biomechanical parameters of three-point shooting efficiency are very interesting right now in a modern game of basketball. I think that all systems that are looking, all motion capture systems are valuable. In my opinion, it is when and how we are implementing it, right? Every system has pros and cons, and depending on what we are interested in analyzing, that's as well as how much time we have to work with athletes and analyze that specific motion, that's what system we're going to apply. We have sensor-based systems, for example, XSense. We have marker-based system. There's Qualisys, right? And we have Markerless, which is Dari, Thea, Swiri enabled. There's a lot of companies that are developing these innovative technologies. So I think that all of them can be applied. All of them have value. It is just when are they applied and what is the specific question that we're trying to answer. For example, some systems are pretty good because they have automated data analysis that are non-invasive, time efficient. If you have a lot of athletes that are passing through the lab, for example, for FMS screening, functional movement screening, we're using Dari system because it has automated reports that we can give to coaches and we can track athletes' progress over time. But on the other hand, if we're looking at rotational movements, markerless motion capture systems sometimes can struggle. So in certain instances, in order to minimize that error, we can use marker-based systems. So all of them are very beneficial depending on a question that we're trying to answer and depending on how much time we have to work with that specific individual. And the second presentation was pertaining to building better athletes. Specifically, how can we implement strength and conditioning training sessions, and what research is saying that we can tell sports practitioners or help sports practitioners to improve and develop these data-driven training regimens. I'm passionate about the topic because you have a lot of people that are saying, well, bringing athletes to the gym to train, let me correct myself. Bringing youth athletes to the gym is incorrect in order to strength train. And I was like, well, it's not strength training that's the problem. It is actually what are they doing? What is the volume? What is the intensity? Is there safety protocols? What is the technique that they are utilizing? Is there proper supervision, right? There's a lot of other questions that we have to answer in order to say, well, strength training might not be beneficial. So I think with youth athletes, my approach is let's see actually what is the foundation. Maybe do these FMS screenings to see is there joint imbalances, are there specific asymmetries that would predispose athletes to greater injury risk before we actually put somebody under the barbell and start doing hypertrophy training or strength training, right? So I think that there's we have to have holistic, comprehensive approach, and we have to pay attention to every single aspect. So that is what I try to emphasize in this presentation. I also mentioned a study that aimed to answer the question, should basketball players lift before practice, which is that question originated with one of my teammates at 6 a.m. practice like 10 plus years ago when I was a basketball player. You know, should we lift before practice or no? Will that impair my basketball shooting accuracy and mechanics? And I'll use this opportunity to say thank you to National Strength and Conditioning Association, NSCA, for funding this project. And we got pretty good information, but in general, the results are, you know, small impact, could be within 30 minutes after performing upper body resistance training regimens, but the effect disappears. So, you know, this might be good for coaches, but not so good for basketball players, you know, that don't like to lift before practice, but during the in-season training, it would have minimal impact 30 minutes post. That's what we have found, yeah. It's a great opportunity. I think that I love presenting research that we're doing because I think that that is the way that we can educate new students, that we can educate future sports practitioners, right? Either if they want to go DPT route for, you know, physical therapy, if they want to go in strength and conditioning route. So I think that these conferences are a great way to develop new connections, to translate research that we have done, and actually to put that data in practice. And I think that that's what I'm passionate about. That's what I think that sports science should be. Lab should be brought into athletic setting, and we got to do stuff that can help these athletes optimize their performance, coaches optimize training regimens, and overall organization improve their success, right? So we're building better community by that, and I think it's contagious effect. It's a chain reaction. So we're influencing one small piece, and again, sports scientists in a way, for example, biomechanical analysis, that's a small piece of everything that is embedded within a sport. You know, you have a sports nutrition, you have sports ecology, you have many other aspects that you can put in. But again, let's say just biomechanical analysis of that specific motion can help athlete maybe minimize the likelihood of injury for something. And by doing that, it is a chain reaction that affects overall organization.